lockdown restrictions starting to ease in the UK and nights once again being allowed, I headed to East Delph Lakes near Peterborough with a few of the Nutrabaits team to see if we could get amongst some of the scaly beasts that reside in the back lake before the temperatures started to rise and the spring campaigns began. With solid bags deployed either side of the island, I was confident it wouldn't be long before things started to happen and we had a few fish on the bank. Alright, so we're off the mark. Fish number one of the session, only a little one, about 12.5 pounds thereabouts. Came to a solid bag, fish tight to the island, just on a little yellow pineapple and embutteric pop-up with some of the new nut sludge in there. Rods haven't been out long at all, only about an hour or so. So yeah, right result to get off the mark that quickly. She's really lively. Came in really easily. Yeah, what a result. Haven't really seen much at all to go on. Just put 2 solid bags out, didn't put any other bait around. Just because I thought they're going to be hungry. They haven't seen a lot of bait recently, so here we go. I think she's going to behave. It's now starting to chuck it down with rain, so we'll be fairly quick if we can. It's only a little one. There we go. Nice way to start the day. And open the account over on East Delph on the back lake. Spin it round. Have a look at the other side. And then we'll slip it back and see if we can get another one. Yeah, it's looking good. This weather is bang on for it at the moment. So there we go. How about that? Lovely little result. Right, so we'll slip it back and get the rods back out. After slipping that fish back and the rods out on the spots once again, one of the lads was walking around just as the right hand rod tied to the island ripped off, resulting in another scaly East Delph mirror hitting the spreader block. Right, so here we go, a lovely scaly mirror caught on a solid bag from the island. Nice yellow pineapple embutteric pop-up, little 12 miller. It's a lively one. Some beautiful scale patterns on it. Just came out of nowhere, the take in the end, but see if she'll be out for us. Come on. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful way to start the morning. Lovely looking fish. Spin around, have a look at the other side. Scales on this are absolutely awesome. Really cool little ones at the back of the tail as well. Have a look at the other side. So it's been quite quiet, I haven't really seen too much, and then ripped off out the blue, which is more than welcome. Beautiful. Right, let's slip it back and get the rod back out and see if we can get another one. That fish back, and I thought I'd just go into a bit of detail with you about the solid bag setup that I'm using here today. It's a really simple setup, but I've been using it for quite a while, this solid bag setup, and it's always done the job. It's really simple, just a drop off inline lead setup with some tubing. No leaders allowed here at East Delph Lakes, so I've gone for tubing. Just a bit of supple braid to a size 6 wide gape hook, a little bit of silicone, bit of shrink tubing around the eye, and just a 12mm pineapple and embutteric pop-up from Nutrabaits. A little BB shot just to balance it all out. So it's a really simple setup. I won't go into too much detail about that, but I'll just show you how I tie up a solid bag. It's really simple, it's not got many components to it. Start off with a perforated bag, as it's still quite cold water, so I prefer the perforated bags this time of year. Then we just add a bit of the creme cajousa stick mix from Nutrabaits into the bottom first. I'll try and do this as best as I can on camera. And then we drop the whole lot in. Just give it a little knockdown with the lead. Try and get everything as tight as possible. And you want to aim to get the hook bait flat into the corner. Just knock that in there. Use your fingers to move it around in the lead. Then chuck a bit more of the stick mix on top. It's probably going to go everywhere in the wind, but not a lot I can do about that, I'm afraid. Knock it all down again with the lead. You're going to try and get these as tight as possible so they sink really nicely and cast really well. Then I'm going to pop in some 2mm pellets. These are the new code ones, part of the new code range. They're a really nice smelling pellet infused with the code flavouring. Pour those in there, just a little handful. Give that all a knock down again. I like to put them in the middle because that gives me something to inject the liquid into. If I do it all with the stick mix, it's harder to get the liquid into there, whereas if you put a little layer of the pellets in there, it gives it something for the liquid to infuse through. Just makes it a little easier to get your liquids in your solid bag. Then we top it off again, some more of the stick mix. Get that lead set nicely in the middle. Tap it all down with your finger, try and get it nice and tight. Add a little more if you need it. And then I like to use tape to tie mine up with. Some people like to use the PVA string. I like to use the PVA tape. It is a bit faff to tie up, but you'll just take a leg, give yourself a nice big bit to play with. Then squeeze around the tail rubber. Just give it a twist round. Get it nice and tight. Just wrap around a couple of times with the tape and tie a knot. This is going to be the hard part. Try and pull that nice and tight. Give it a couple of that side, and I usually go around the back and give it another couple just to be safe. You don't want that coming undone. We're not casting very far here, so it's not really, doesn't need to be super secure. Trim off your tag ends. And then you got a nice solid bag already there, but if you just give it a little compress down the corners, just wiggle it, get everything really nice and tight. And you can just give it a leg, hold it for a second, and that'll just help neaten everything up. Just do that in both corners and you'll have a really nice solid, tight solid bag. Cast a long way if you need it to. Right, so the liquid I've been putting in is another new product from Nutrabaits. That is the nut sludge topper oil. This is an oil infused liquid. Sits really solidly on the bottom. It's a thick liquid and just slowly releases little blobs of oil from it, just constantly releasing attraction into the water column. It's an innovative product from Nutrabaits. And something that I've been using a little bit recently, and definitely in my solid bags. So I just make a little hole where the pellets are. You can just stick the nozzle straight in, but I like to make a little guide hole. Pop the nozzle in, just squirt some into there, and that'll soak into where the pellets are, which is why I put that layer of pellets in the middle. There we go. And there we have one solid bag. So let's get this out there and see if we can get another one. Alright, so here we go, fish number 3. Two solid bags again off the island. The biggest one so far, 21.5 pounds. Really angry mirror. Gave a hell of a fight coming in as well. Thought it'd be a bit calmer than this on the mat, but another nice mirror. It's absolutely freezing tonight, but doesn't seem to have put him off. Oh, it's so lively. There we go. How about that? Lovely. Lovely East Delph mirror. 21.5 pound. Yellow pineapple and ebuteric pop up in a solid bag. Alright, spin around, have a look at the other side, and then slip it back and try and get the rods back out. Still time for another one, so come on. Lovely scale pattern again on these. And a lot of these Delph fish are lovely scaly fish. Lovely, right, let's slip it back and get that rod back on the spot. Alright, so here we go, fish number 4. This one is a little bit special. It's 23.5, just over pounds of ghosty common. It's a really cool looking fish. Hopefully it comes alright on the camera in dark. As cool as it is here, but it's another real lively one. Again, it's on the same spot, solid bag and a little ebuteric yellow pop up. Let's see if she'll be able to hold her up. Oh, water's absolutely freezing. Oh, you wouldn't think it's spring. Come on. There we go. How about that beast? Another absolute unit, lively fish, real solid scrape. Another one falling to the solid bags. Oh! Along the top, it's really cool, like golden kind of ghost colour. It's a really odd looking fish. A split tail, obviously some damage at some point, but an overslung nose. A real odd one, but very welcome. Oh, a bit of a gut on it. Yeah, it's really picked up tonight. The wind's died right down, but if anything it looks worse conditions than it did during the day, but it's certainly picked up. Right, let's see. There we go. How about that? Hopefully that comes out okay on the camera. It's certainly a cool looking fish in real life. Oh, what a beast. My hands are freezing. Right, let's slip this one back and get that rod back out on the spot. Alright, so good morning. It's been a bit of a hectic one this morning. Both rods have gone. I've got 2 fish in the net. Both commons. Look pretty much the same size in the net. This one's 16 odd pound. Nice looking common. But yeah, one to each rod, which is good going really. Both spots working now. So this is fish number 5. Again, just solid bags. Another really crazy lively one. They've all been so lively. I guess they haven't really been caught for a while with the lockdown, the lakes being shut, so just so good to be back out on the bank again and doing nights again. It's been a long time coming. I know it's just fishing, at the end of the day it's not the end of the world, but it does mean a lot to quite a lot of us, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Let's see if this one will behave and lift her up for you in the morning sun. Every fish just had so much energy. Come on, tension up. Just give them time if they're this lively. I've said it before in other videos, but just take your time, keep them nice and wet. And just, they'll come up when they're ready. There we go. How about that? Lovely bar of gold in the morning. What a way to start the day before driving home. Not very far to go, but this side's pretty much immaculate. Really nice clean fish, this one. But yeah, still got another hour or so, a couple of hours. Get the rods back out and see if we've got time for a couple more. It's being greedy, I know, but as we've already had 6, which you can't really complain at, especially from the back lake. Shame we haven't hit amongst any of the real bigger ones yet, but so there's still time. You never know if we're being greedy. There we go. Hopefully that's coming out nicely in the sun. Lovely colours. Beautiful, clean common. Again, pineapple and embuteric pop up. Got a 12 miller in a solid bag. Same as the other ones. Solid bags, they really do come into their own in spring. Lovely, right, let's get this one back and we'll get the other one out. Right, so here we go, the second one of the morning brace. Another nice common, this one going about 18 pound. There's a gut on this one. Some of the fish in here are real broad across the back. But yeah, buzzing to have a nice brace of commons in the morning. It's been a long time since I can say that. Having anything in the morning. But at least we can get out now. There we go. How about that? Another lovely bar of East Delph common. Morning sunlight and everything. Beautiful. We have been lucky with this weather to start the late season off. Beautiful red fins on this, on the tail especially. Come on. Just tensing up a little there, aren't you? Come on. I think it's quite often the warm hands and the cold fish and water that's a combination to make it go a bit lively as well, but my hands certainly don't feel warm after that last fish in this one, I tell you. Freezing this morning, despite the sun. Tensing up a bit, but there we go. Hopefully it's coming out okay. Beautiful common. Right, it's just lively, so we'll slip that one back and we'll get that rod back out and see if we can nick another one before we have to go out. So we just slipped back fish number 6, and yeah, what a session it's been really. For the first time back out doing nights again since the well, not the complete end of lockdown, but the easing of lockdown restrictions in the UK. It's just so nice to be back on the bank doing nights again. I really have missed doing them. But yeah, 6 fish, all on solid bags. It just goes to show that solid bags, I still think, are really quite underrated by people. I've started using them a lot more in my fishing. I must admit myself, for the past few years I always just bought kind of a small fish approach, or not really the one for the kind of fishing I do. But the last year I've been using them a lot more, and they're really starting to come into my fishing a lot more, and I really enjoy using them now. Now I've got used to tying them up and get really nice tight solid bags. They're definitely something that's worth getting in your armoury and having a little play around with, especially on sessions like this where the weather's been up and down, the fish really haven't come out of feeding properly. I didn't think putting a better bait out was the one for it at the moment, so solid bags was definitely the approach, especially as with the fishery being closed for the last 3 or 4 months, no anglers on here. James has been feeding pellet as well, so putting pellet in the solid bag was a no-brainer really for me. And yeah, it's paid off with 6 lovely fish, especially that ghosty. Hopefully that's come out nicely on camera, because that was a really stunning fish in person, really cool colours on it. So yeah, not quite sure where I'll be fishing next, probably down my club water, depending on how rammed it is. Now the restrictions have been eased, I haven't been down there to see how busy it is yet, but I've heard it's pretty rammed, as everywhere is going to be. So yeah, hopefully we'll have another fish show before we go. If not, thanks for watching, hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.